Hey everybody, this is Grace, and I'm out finally. Yeah, a beautiful day, and the leaves are falling. It's interesting to see. I haven't been out for a while, so okay, what are you doing? What are you doing? So you got to see that. But anyway, yeah, I haven't started. Well, I was starting to feel like I'm not in an alternate universe, but that was my discussion. My topic today was going to be about finally starting to feel relief. Feel like things might go back to, well, no, never going to go back to. Things change, you know. And given this coronavirus, nothing's going to be the same as before. So, and here this election, nothing's going to be the same as before. It's different. In those areas in life, things change. Things change in everything. But, yeah. But anyway, I had been far too stressed out. I know I'm not the only one, but I'm only talking about myself. I don't know how everybody else felt. Seriously. And then there's all this crap still going on. Yeah. There's got to be a drama. It's like, you know, there has to be some drama attached to, for some people. That's how they live their lives. They got to attach drama, and they have to take away from somebody else's experience because it's supposed to be all about them, and you know, they don't care what they do to others, say about things, you know. Looks like it's going to rain, but there's no rain in the forecast, but it just looks cloudy. Anyway, I'm a little under the weather. Actually, I'm not. I'm feeling really good overall. Yeah, you know, less stress. What can that do for you? I don't know. Wasn't my best subject. So, you know, I am still learning stuff about this SUV. I got it new last year in May. It just now has 3,021 miles on it because of the pandemic. I wasn't able to go out that much, and I didn't have any reason to go out, really. And anyway, I'm learning new things. Like, I had looked over because I saw that SUV passing me, and I just happened to look over, and there was something on my rear view mirror on that side, and I'm like, what's that? I hope that doesn't mean I had the door open or something. Don't know why I would think that has something to do with the door being open. But yeah, I haven't seen that before, but I guess it shows up that somebody is passing. You know, interesting, if you ask me. And then I, you know, haven't driven it much since the pandemic, since say March. Hardly for 3 months. I didn't really go anywhere. I didn't go anywhere for just over 3 months, and I seldom ever go out. Talking about, but yeah, you know, some of the things that it does, I have forgotten that it does, like the fuel efficiency thing, cut the motor off, and not off, but whatever it does, down, things go down or something, I don't know. And also, like, around certain curves, there's one of them in particular. On the way home, it will right me, you know, put me in the center of the lane, even though I'm not too far over. It's kind of like this one over here. You know, the lines aren't all that great, but it'll center me. And that's freaky when your SUV takes over and drives for you. That happened to me on what used to be called, what people just used to call it, wasn't its official name. They called it his dead man's curve, and that freaked me out. I think that was the first, yeah, I'm pretty sure that was the first place it did it to me, and I was doing a video and I was talking about this is dead man's curve, and all of a sudden my SUV takes over. Think about it. think that went through. Anyway, yeah, some of the things about driving, you know, like those two things, that's what I meant by I just don't remember, because this is my first automobile that does all these things, you know, these different things. And I've been driving for what now, 41, 42 years. Yeah, that's a long time. But as far as just the same thing happens as places I used to go a lot to, you know, like when you're going to a light and other people coming from the other way, and then they're turning and they're in the turning lane, to try to remember who goes first. I mean, it's a light, so it doesn't matter, but to remember it, you know. So can I turn left if will they be coming first or what? You know, that kind of thing. Okay, but I am fairly certain that if I had to actually go into a store, because, you know, I have my stuff delivered or they shop for it and Adam picks it up. But if I had to go into a store, I went in one place in all these months. One place, and that was to see a pharmacist. I had to go in there. It was a bust as it was. Look there, I forgot to turn that thing off. See? Did you hear that bump? You know, that's what it was. But I went into that, and I have to go through a store to get to it. And, you know, I did everything, you know, like you're supposed to do. See, like this, people turning here, I've forgotten who comes next. And this kind of thing. Anyway, but I did everything right, but it was, you know, I wasn't really on autopilot, I guess, in a way I was, but I wasn't, because I hadn't been having to do all that. You know, like when you stand in line, you know, to stand on, you know, where it says on the floor, I can see that if it's not something that's on your mind right then, you know, your first time with me, I mean, I did it right, but I could see where it could be easy not to do right. So we got to be a little bit okay with people. I mean, somebody might motion to them, hey, you got to stay on the line, you know, nicely. But I think we have some people out there, I live in Narcissism-Ville, remember, who wouldn't be so nice. Okay. You know, do you ever do this? I usually talk about this kind of stuff, but this is mild in comparison to what I usually talk about. But you ever go to a drive-thru and the person at the drive-thru, you know, the drive-thru clerk, cashier, I meant to say cashier, you know, is having a conversation with all the other people working there, and you know, they just kind of just reach their hand out, take your card or money, whatever you pay, do the same thing. Then they don't really even look at you. It's kind of like they just pass it back. You know, like they don't even want to look at you because they're busy chatting. That irks me. Especially now, it's like people need to be paying attention in these places, you know? And, well, the roads are clear, let me tell you. In comparison to what before. Anyway, I had my mask on in case you're wondering. Still have it on. But I went and got us a couple of hamburgers. Actually, they had that 2 for $5 mix and match. I got 2 Whoppers and 2 fish and fry and onion. So, and no, they're not all for me. I just hurt myself. I got them, like as if it's all for me. But anyway, it's just good to be out, seeing different things. Ugh. Yeah. But as I said, why do I keep saying but? But. Or, you know, or do I say that this time? It seems like I pick up on those. But it really is good to get out and see different things after being at home for so long, so much. And I really, like I was talking about, I really don't know how I would be once I do go into a store. But thank goodness, you know, Biden and Harris are going to be in there, and somebody's actually going to do something about it. You know, get the task force actually working. And all this stuff, BS, the rest of the BS, won't be taking center stage. You know, there's what needs to be right there smack dab in the middle that we're watching, that we're paying attention to, that we're minding, we're listening to. And yeah, it's good citizens do the right thing. And what the scientists say to do, the actual scientists, not some BSer who's just looking for money or whatever, for whatever purpose. But, you know, like Dr. Fauci is a good one. Dr. Fauci is the main one. Okay, he is the expert. So, don't get me started. Yeah, they turn too. See, like, this is the light that I forget. Who goes first in that whole thing? Like, if I want to turn, when do they turn? When this light stops, then what happens? You know, there is some certain thing that does it, right? Okay, that wasn't what I meant to say. There's a certain way that it does. That's what I meant to say. Anyway. Or is there? Is there some kind of uniform way that the lights change, that it's going to be the same in every place? At least maybe in a state. Now, I used to travel around a lot. And, I mean, I lived in several states. Once I turned, I'm born and raised in Texas. But once I turned 18, I hit the trail. I got the heck out of Dodge. And I moved around a lot. And really, it's been only, last time I moved, well, that's another video. But, yeah, I moved around a lot. Saw so many places. Drove to these places. And lights didn't seem the same. They weren't all that uniform in different states. And even the, you know, like there's law, there's actual law, but then there's more of a social law, which is does not make it law in the same sense. But like in Texas, they call the fast lane. You know, there's no such thing as a fast lane with a slow lane. It's at least not here. But the fast lane is the right lane. I mean, the left lane, the far left. Like if you have a highway with 3, it's the far left. And but right across the border in, at least back when I was young, right across the border into Louisiana, it was that the right lane, the far right, was the slow lane, with the fast lane. It was the opposite. Okay, you got the gist. It was the opposite. And yeah, but you know, they're not legal. It's just a social thing. That's how people drive. I don't know if it's still that way now or not. But also, there was such a big difference back then between Texas and Louisiana. I mean, just, you know, just hop over the border and there you are. You know, a lot of things that people already know. But the weirdest one I found when I was young was, you know, I mean, not a teenager, but when I was of legal age to drink, they had drive-through for, you could go to drive-through and get a mixed drink. Yeah, I think I got a pina colada one time. Yeah. I thought that was the strangest thing, and I think I did it just because of that. But just think, I wonder if it's still that way, you know, people drinking and driving, and hey, you're handing, you know, telling them you can drive through and get it. So, oh no. I gotta get over. Yeah. So, lots of road work since this pandemic hit right here in this area. And then again down, you know, this whole road really that I usually see. And I don't know why. What are they doing? What's so big right now that they must do? Who knows? So anyway, y'all went with me for this little short trip. Yeah. And very boring. Very, very boring video. But hey, I'm not into, I'm just calming down, you know? I'm chilling out. Yeah, I would go and usually do my videos sitting in my SUV right in front of my house because of the pandemic and all. And I mentioned this before, I think, that I call it my chill-mobile. You know, I'm in the house and just everything's too much, you know, especially with Marmaduke and Mayhem. My goodness, all day long, driving me nuts. So, you know, those are 4-legged animals. dogs. So, but that was crazy, and dealing with them, and just to go outside and sit in my SUV and do a video has been something that really calmed me down, made the days feel not too much like Groundhog Day, but usually they still did. And I feel like one after another after another. How much time has flown by this year? Really, just flown. Yeah. And since I'm one of those who's doesn't go every place like before it, and I know some people do. Some people have to. Some people have to go to work. So I don't have to go to work to go to an office or whatever, and I don't have to go to get my groceries. I have them delivered. So, but like I said, I went one place, and that was because I had to. But some people don't. Some people just live like nothing's happened, even though here it is, this coronavirus, and wow, and that man's just driving way too fast. Here it is, and they're just tired of it. They haven't, the people I've seen like on video, they haven't changed their ways since day one. What are you talking about? You're tired of it? What, you're tired of wearing a mask? My goodness. Yeah. My goodness. Anyway, I'm going to go ahead and wrap this one up. I'll talk to you on another video.